Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Irbah, and it's a great pleasure today to welcome you yet to another webinar on IRIS certification. Just before we start, I would kindly advise you to scan the below mentioned QR code or join us at menti.com with code 71216861 to ask your questions. We will have a dedicated session at the end of this webinar to answer all of your questions you may have. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. For those that have just joined, it's a great pleasure of ours to give you yet another IRIS certification webinar. Just before we start, I would kindly invite you to go to menti.com, enter code 71216861, or scan the below illustrated QR code to go to Menti and be able to ask any questions you may have. We will have a dedicated session at the end of this webinar to go through all of your questions and provide you the respective answers. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you everyone who has registered for this respective IRIS certification webinar. I'm very happy and pleased to announce that we have over 700 participants that have registered for this webinar. And today, it's our great pleasure to explain you more specificities on IRIS certification revision 4, quality performance level, simplified assessment, and some insights into the product scopes. So just before we go into the respective details, I would like to explain on the top right-hand side of each slide, you will see a respective sentence saying join at Menti by using code 71216861, or you have the possibility to scan the respective QR code on the bottom right-hand side of each respective slide. And when you enter this QR code, you will be able to go to menti.com and ask any questions you may have. We will have a dedicated session at the end of this webinar to go through all the questions and to give you the respective answers. So today we will start with a welcome and introduction by the IRIS General Manager. We will then go into specificities on the simplified IRIS assessment and product scopes. And then we will turn to the main focus of this webinar, which is a detailed insight into the quality performance levels. And we will get two insights from two companies, first NEWAG and then CRRC, which will go into the respective insight on their company's road to a gold quality performance level. And then, as promised, at the end, we will go into a question and answer session. So don't forget to scan the QR code on the bottom right or go to menti.com and use code 71216861 to ask any questions you may have for all of the experts taking part in today's webinar. Rachid, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Anish. Thank you very much. First of all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm really happy again to participate today to this IRIS webinar. So as you know, and just explained by Anish, the topics are quite interesting today. We know that it will get a lot of interest from all of you. So we are really satisfied today to give you a lot of information through this webinar. From my side, I will just inform you about some, as you know, very important aspect of the IRIS certification is typically the outcome of your audit. As you might know, that's the certificate. So this is obviously the, I will say, the outcome of your performance that you can display in your company and towards your potential customer. Recently, we have received quite a lot of questions and also comments about the certificate. So for us, it was pretty important to clarify some aspects which are really critical for the certificate. So first of all, we, as you know, we have made some slight changes also to the certificate end of last year, so in December 2024, regarding the pure visualization and display of the certificate. The objective and main purpose of those slight adjustment onto the certificate was to ensure that the certificate are clear as possible and really reflect the audit that is performed on site. So this is really important for us because we have seen that quite of a certificate were sometimes a bit not accurate, let's say, and having too much detail, which is definitely not necessary and was maybe giving sometimes wrong understanding about the real activities performed by the company. So that's why we have decided to put some rules in place also for the certificate and ensure that the certificate is crystal clear. So as you know, 3 areas have been, let's say, modified. One is related to the reference to the ISO 22163. So as you know, IRIS is already an ISO standard for quite a long year. And also, again, to make the certificate lighter and clear as possible, we have removed this, I would say, identification to ISO because now all the IRIS companies all over the world knows that this is based on the ISO 9001 and 22163. So this is the first item that we have changed. The next slide. Yeah, this is really an important point that we have updated. Let's say on the certificate is related to the project scope. So as you know, the project scope is really the one showing what the company is delivering, and to ensure that the project scope are really matching the actual activities of the organization, we have tried to make it clear on the certificate. For that, and to help you also to get a clearer description of the project scope, you will find in the IRIS portal the template used where you will find all the kind of description and system that will probably refer to your core business activities. So I will strongly invite you to review this document and make sure that the project scope integrated into this document is reflected in your certificate. Another item is also related to the versioning, so it's considering also simple and usual quality system principle. As we have made some changes to the certificate, we have also integrated a new version into the certificate. So that's really something important. Maybe we can go to the next slide. Just again to re-explain why we have done that. It's really to ensure that the certificate is accurate and compliant. So please keep those 4 items in mind for your next audit and for obviously the next release of your certificate. Try to keep a clear and concise text. So we have to see in a first glance really what the activity is from the organization, what has been audited. So this is really important, I would say, for you as an organization, but also for your audit and your certification body. Use the keywords. Again, use the project scope template that you will find in the IRIS portal to ensure that, again, your project scope is really matching what you are delivering as a product or services. Try to make it simple, also make it clear. So avoid any special characters, obviously. So normally your auditor team, lead auditors and CB will ensure that this is not done. But also on the certificate, the idea is, again, to make it very clear and avoid any type of special character or some words which are only known by the organization. So it's just a matter of clarity and understanding. Again, I would say ultimate purpose of this certificate update, again, is really to make sure that the certificate reflects the audits that has been done. This is absolutely key, and I'm pretty sure that this will help also to demonstrate to your potential customer or stakeholders working with your organization that you are IRIS certified based on a clear description of your activities. So don't hesitate again to keep those high-level guidance for your certificate, to share it also with your certification body, and ensure that you have a clear certificate delivered at the end of the audit. So that's all for me today. I just wanted to ensure this point about the certificate because this is really important for you and for the conclusion of your audit. So now we'll go through the other topics and I will leave it to Anne-Emmanuelle to go through the specific topic that she will describe. Thank you very much. Anne-Emmanuelle, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rachid, for the introduction and for clearly explaining the certificate. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here with you today to share some updates and technical insights. So let's begin with the Simplified certification white paper that was released last week. The main purpose of this document is to explain what Simplified certification is and the benefits it offers. As you can see on the slide, there is a QR code. Please feel free to scan it. It will give you an immediate access to the document. As many of you know, we launched the ARIS revision for last year's, introducing several updates, including a simplified approach assessment and certification. The simplified approach is particularly beneficial for small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. This initiative aims to make certification more accessible, encouraging a wider range of organizations to engage with and benefit from the ARIS certification process. So, today I will give you the key benefit of the Simplified assessment. So the first key benefit is the reducing documentation requirement. Indeed, for a small company, it's really important to have flexibility in terms of documentation because it's not the same management of documentation with a small and big company. So that's why for the simplified approach, you can see that we reduce the documentation requirement. For the details about the reduction of documentation requirement, you can see all the detail in the table inside the white paper. So for those who ask which type of documentation requirement, you can see everything in the white paper. So please, once again, don't hesitate to scan it to have an immediate access to the document. The second key benefit of the Simplified assessment is the fact that now the audit is focused on the 5 key processes. So also the assessment methodology emphasizes enables using a simplified maturity level. Last but not least, the number of audit days is reduced by up to 3 days compared to a full certification, depending on the company railway headcount. Next slide, please. Now, let's talk about the eligibility criteria for the Simplified certification. There are 2 main criteria that a company must meet in order to apply for this type of assessment certification. The main criteria are, first of all, total headcount of the company must be 85 employees or less. Second criteria, the annual turnover must be 20 million euros or less. So if you are a new ARIS member and you meet this condition, I strongly encourage you to consider applying for the Simplified certification. For existing ARIS certified companies, if you meet this eligibility criteria, you can also switch to a Simplified certification, but only after your current certification cycle ends, so during your next recertification audit. Finally, it is technically possible to end your current 3-year cycle earlier and start a new certification cycle with the new reference date under the Simplified certification. But keep in mind, this option comes with higher costs, so it should be carefully considered. These are the key highlights from the new Simplified ARIS certification white paper available on our website and accessible via the QR code displayed on the slide. Now, let's move on to another important topic, the product scope. You may have already noticed some updates on this performance assessment edition 2, but I would like to take a moment to explain the key changes in more details. We still have 9 product scope categories, and the reason we create these categories is to simplify and define clearly the type of product scope that you can find in the rail sector. So basically, the structure is still organized in 4 levels, with the lowest level component and the highest level integration. To be qualified for an higher level, For example, an auditor must already hold the level below. If we take the case with railway vehicle product scope, it means that if an auditor has this product scope, automatically he holds the scope below. Regarding company, they can choose to highlight only the highest level product scope or mention all the product scope applicable for their business. It's the same philosophy in terms of level for companies or auditors. There is a guideline available that clearly defines each product scope category and provide example of product classification. Regarding the classification, is based on the primary function of the product and it is alignment with the scope definition. So it's really important also to understand the definition for each product scope and to take into account the primary function to determine the classification of the product of your company. I would like to remind you that this list is not exhaustive. It's just some example for you to maybe identify in which category your product could be. Another important reminder, please, in the next slide, is for the companies. The companies need to understand that for them, the product scope applies to the product they design, industrialize, manufacture, assemble, or maintain, not those they purchase. Also, another topic that is really important to understand regarding IRIS Revision 4 and regarding this product scope category is the fact that raw materials are not considered as products and are not eligible for IRIS Revision 4. So, for example, rubber, coating, paint are not products. They are not eligible for IRIS Revision 4. I insist on this topic because we receive a lot of feedback about application for this kind of raw material. It is not applicable for IRIS Revision 4. Another important point is the fact that it is the responsibility of the lead auditor as a technical expert to validate the product scope before the audit begins, based on the company data package. So today, if there is an issue about the product scope, I mean in the certificate or during the audit, for IMC, the responsibility is the lead auditor. Because the lead auditor is an expert, he got a lot of qualification training about the product scope. So he needs to guide and check if the product scope identified by the company is correct. So finally, I'm happy to share also some good news. To ensure that all the product scope are well covered globally, we have recently relaunched the product scope extension initiative for auditors. So it means auditor will be able to cover more scopes, especially in regions where certain product scopes were previously unavailable. So that's it for me for today. Thank you all for listening, and I hope it was clear. And of course, feel free to reach out to me if you have any question. Thank you again. Please, now I will give you the floor to my colleague Jesica.
Thank you very much, Anne-Emmanuelle, for your intervention. And then good morning, good afternoon, and a warm welcome to everyone again. So quality performance level specification. Recently, we have published a specification for quality performance levels for CVs, for certification bodies. And I would like to tell the audience that this is nothing new in terms of content or new requirements. Actually, what we have done is to describe clearly and transparently the analysis carried out by INC before the publication of the QPLs to be shared. This information has been building up from the beginning of the certification and has been improved, taking into account lessons learned and good practices. Please, the next. So the main topics we will cover in this part of the webinar are: who is it addressed to? What is the purpose? And what topic does the specification address? You can see in the gray box on the right the main topics covered in this specification: IRIS certification quality performance levels, criteria of QPLs, QPL's decision matrix, no-go issues for silver and gold, IRIS certification gold process workflow, complexity of analysis, and feedback from INC, IRIS Management Center, to certification bodies. In this webinar, we will focus on those within the green frames: 1, 3, 4, and 5 topic. Please, the next. So, starting from the beginning, who is it addressed to? This specification is addressed to certification bodies. This means for civil representatives, auditors, and veto checkers. What is the purpose? Inform about the requirements and different states of analysis for each level, bronze, silver, and gold. Inform about critical issues that prevent reaching a higher level, and share the analysis conducted by INC with the aim of contributing to further improving the understanding and implementation of IRIS certification. So this information also ensures that the analyses are conducted within a predefined framework that is clear to all parties. And the question is, and what is not the purpose? This information is not something new, as I said, and it should not be used to artificially manage the audit. The auditors, the pool auditors, are trained and have the skills to perform the audits as usual. This is something that helps support them not to forget some critical topics, and also is super interesting for veto checkers. This is the final step, as you know, in the analysis of the reports before to upload to the portal. The next, please. So the next topic is IRIS certification quality performance levels. This table is included in the rules, table 18. And just to highlight, as I mentioned, this specification answers to the technical analysis of the reports carried out by INC. And then within the blue frame, you can see QPL's decision taken. In case of bronze candidates, a random analysis will be performed, 1 report per month CV region, and for silver and gold candidates, all reports will be checked by IMC. The next, please. The next topic we will address is quality performance levels decision matrix included in the specification, and the following topics will be checked in the reports always. There are 10 key topics: general information related to employees in remote locations, site extension, the setup of organization, audit days, business categories, certification activities, product scopes, audit plan, supporting function, etc. Data packet change impacting the RQS, improvement actions and CARs and how were documented, and the content, main changes occurring within the organization properly documented, meaningful justification, for example, using facts, figures, reference to projects or orders, example, process performance evaluation, turtle diagrams, process monitoring and review, mandatory information in English, customer perception assessment, KO items, and mandatory processes. All these topics will be checked in the reports always. The next, please. No-go issues for silver and gold. This section lists the items considered no-go items for reaching silver and gold. Here you can see a summary. In the specification, we include more, but here you can see the most frequently repeated items. In case of silver, data packets not sent 60 days in advance, no justification for the non-applicable of mandatory requirements or processes, key process started, performance indicators are partially assessed, scoring of performance evaluation and customer perception not in line with rules and audit findings, customer perception pillar scoring was not considered the global performance of the customers, and lack of stability of the RQNFs. In case of gold, all no-go silver items apply, and some others, like, for example, lack of coherence between customer expectation and deliverables. This means outcomes of the processes, performance indicators, etc. Calibration audit fail, or when overscoring detected during the calibration audit. Here you can see the most frequently repeated items, but in the specification you can see more topics, no-go issues for these levels. Please go ahead with the next. Another interesting topic is IRIS certification gold process workflow. Below, we will look at the main activities in the process for achieving the gold level. In the upper right corner, you see the flow chart in super miniaturing, but however, it's important to note that the activities, documentation, and responsibilities for this process has been described in the document, in the specification. There is no time to go into detail, but the main steps are pre-analysis phase, calibration audit phase, post-analysis phase, decision phase, and final phase. The first step, pre-analysis phase, includes formal application from CVs, is when CVs inform INC, and internal pre-analysis by INC, where we analyze the documentation showed in the table, direct customer feedback, questionnaire, findings, trends, cycle evolution, witness audit report, auditing, and finally, if all the documentation and the process was fulfilled, then we go with the next step, calibration audit phase, where the calibrator prepare the calibration audit and contact with lead auditor to organize the calibration and the calibration audit execution itself. Post-analysis phase, analysis report. Then the calibrator performs a calibration report, calibration execution report, and INC analyze the audit report, the whole information linked with the audit. And then the next step is to go to gold committee, and then gold committee meeting held to analyze candidates and makes the decisions. And the last step in this process, INC shall report feedback to the CV of conclusions, and the CV is responsible for transferring the lead, the feedback and results of the audit to the company. Okay, this is responsibility to the CV, the certification body. Please, the next. Calibration audit and gold committee. The aim of calibration audits is focus on our organizational performance and audit process, confirm if the organization has good performance and show transparency in results, collect and provide sufficient evidence to share in the gold committee as input to decision-making, ensure that IRIS certification performance assessment and ISO 22163 requirements are properly understood and applied by the whole audit team. Gold Committee is the final decision maker in the awarding of the gold quality performance level. Criteria for refusal can be obvious customer feedback, witness audit result, audit report weaknesses, calibration feedback. And who is part of the Gold Committee? IRQB board representative, operators, system integrators, equipment manufacturers. So one representative from each of the groups and deputy. And our role, INC, will collect and provide sufficient evidence to prepare a summary and share it with the Gold Committee as input to decision making. But INC has not voted in the decision making process. And this Gold Committee meets if they are candidates. And next, please. And now in figures, since the launch of revision 4, 1,223 QPLs were issued. If we look at the graph column by column, we managed 15 applications for gold and 7 achieved, 6 ratified the level, and 1 new company achieved the goal in 2024. Second column, silver, 330 applications, of which 273 were awarded silver. And if you look at the graph on the right, in 2024, silver level achieved 18, and in 2025, we are already at 15. So we expect to close the year above 18%. That is very good news considering the evolution of the standard and the new requirements. And almost 1,000 bronzes were published, also taking into account those companies that were candidates for silver, which were downgraded to bronze. This is due to the no-go issues I mentioned earlier. So, and this is all we wanted to tell you in this chapter. For sure, a lot of questions linked with this topic. We will have time to clarify them at the end of the intervention during the question and answer time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jesica, Anne-Emmanuelle, and Rachid. Quite interesting topics indeed. And right now, I'm very excited and happy to introduce the next speaker, Paweł von NEWAG. Thank you very much, Paweł, and the floor is soon to be yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Janusz. Good morning to everyone. Today I'm with Angelika Mazgaj, which is the head of the quality department. I'm the quality director at NEWAG. Please, next slide. Today we would like to introduce you to NEWAG, to our history, to our product range, and of course, as it is the most important part of the webinar, we will share also our experience with the IRIS certification and our path to the gold quality performance level. Next slide, please. The roots of NEWAG go back to 1876, so we are a relatively old company, even when the Imperial and Royal Railway Repair Workshop were established here at Nowy Sącz. Basically, for most of the time, the repairs and the modernization of the rolling stock have been carried out here in our facility. But since 2001, with the change of the main shareholder and with the name to NEWAG, the process of a deep transformation from the repair workshop to the company designing from the beginning and producing modern and safe rolling stock has begun. Next slide, please. And now I will say a little bit about where we are today. So next slide. There are several entities operating within the NEWAG group, including, of course, NEWAG SA as a leading one. NEWAG currently employs over 1,700 people, of which over 400 are highly qualified engineers who are a part of our R&D department. The head office is located here in Nowy Sącz, in the south part of the Poland. Next slide, please. Becoming a leading manufacturer of the rolling stock in Poland would not be possible without investment and continuous improvement. We are continually modernize our production facilities, adopt new technologies, and invest a lot in developing our teams. This helps us meet the growing demands of the railway market. Over the last few years, almost $500 million of Polish zloty has been invested in the company's development to be the best one. Next slide, please. And now let's move to our key products and short description. Please, the next slide. Basically, we are a company from Poland, and this is our main target to deliver the trains to the Polish market. Our main clients are the entities from Poland, but we have also successfully delivered electric multiple units and diesel multiple units to the Italian market. Next slide, please. We produce here at Nowy Sącz modern electric and diesel multiple units, bimodal multiple units in very wide range of configurations, which are adapted to a specific customer needs. These vehicles offer a high level of passenger comfort, energy efficiency, and reliability, and of course, what is the very important, of course, the safety. They form the core of our product portfolio, similarly like the products which are on the next slide. So please move to the next. We also design and manufacture modern and innovative freight and passenger locomotives. The reliability and availability of which are one of the hallmarks of those vehicles. Next one, please. NEWAG also has experience in cooperation within a consortium, and thanks to a cooperation with Siemens, we participated in design and production of modern metro vehicles for Sofia and earlier for Warsaw, which is the capital of Poland. Next, please. So now we will start, I think, the most important part of our presentation, our path to the gold quality performance level. We are basically very proud to be the first company in Europe to achieve the highest possible quality performance level within the IRIS certification process. As far as I know, we were also the first integrator of the railway vehicle in the world, which obtained the gold level. We were also the first company in Europe to achieve the gold within the certification according to the newest revision of the standard, I mean IRIS revision 4. I think that the fact that we have maintained this level for next 2 consecutive years is a proof that it wasn't a mistake and that we truly deserve it as an organization. The second part of the presentation will be led by Angelika, to whom I now give the floor. So Angelika, please continue.
Thank you, Paweł. Let's start with a few words about the scope of work carried out by NEWAG. Our project management category is engineering to order, which means, next slide please, that the organization covers the entire scope of product engineering, including development, production, assembly, and commissioning. Additionally, NEWAG performs service and maintenance activities. Go to the next. NEWAG first certification took place in 2011. In 2018, NEWAG achieved the bronze level, and 3 years later, the silver. In 2022, we decided that we will try to fulfill the requirements and adapt our implemented processes to the highest standard. We achieved the highest possible quality performance level in 2022 and have maintained it continuously until now. The transition from version 3 to version 4 brought many changes. The audit took place in June, and we were the first company to receive gold results in updated version. Next slide, please. The most important changes from revision 3 to revision 4 include new term, PI indicator, process reviews, required, recommended, and additional process, and also some activities related to the validation of the production process. Next slide, please. To achieve the gold level, it is necessary to reach the required results in the following areas: performing evaluation about than 90%, customer perception at 85%, direct positive customer feedback at 80%. Achieving the goal will be not possible without the entire organization being fully focused on customer satisfaction, and this is the one key to the success. And next slide, please. The graphs show the results achieved by NEWAG and the increase in the rating over the following 3 years. The highest results was achieved in 2024, which proves the company constant development. And go to the next. One of the most important factors is customer perception. We analyze in detail customer recommendation, and based on customer feedback, we are implementing improvements in our product and organization. We use the operation experience in new project. This approach has allowed us to not only meet the requirements, but often exceed them. And next slide. Clear communication method are one of the main points of communication. As a company, we pay a lot of attention to defining risk and opportunities. In case of challenges, we work in multidisciplinary groups to achieve the goals. And next slide. Of course, it is important for us to be aware of the need for continuous improvement. The implementation of new solution, process improvement, and the role of our employers are key elements being helping us to achieve the success. And next slide, please. What does gold status give us? First of all, greater customer trust, easier access to international markets, and a stronger position in tenders. But it is also strengthens our internal motivation, knowing that we are among the leaders in quality. For NEWAG, this proves we are on the right path. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, both Paweł and Angelika from NEWAG. I think it's a very important milestone that you have achieved, and thank you very much for explaining your path to success. So on the same topic, I would gladly give the floor to Mr. Lee from CRRC, who will explain his perspective from his respective organization. Mr. Lee, thank you very much. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Bama. Hello, everyone. I'm Yanlin from CRRC Qingdao Sifang. Now, please allow me to introduce the Gold QPL of CRRC Sifang. Okay, next split, please, Mr. Bama. Yeah, there are 3 parts. At first, please allow me to briefly introduce the CRRC Sifang. Next, please. Now, CRRC Sifang was founded in 1900. It's more than 125 years old. Its main business is the design, manufacture, and maintenance of the railway passenger vehicles. This picture shows the main products. Next, please. CRRC Sifang is the largest manufacturer of railway passenger vehicle in China, even globally. It has 7 product series including high-speed EMU, intercity EMU, and so on. The products split cover from 50 to 350 kilometers per hour. This picture shows more detailed the products. Next, please. The second is the good QPL journey of CRRC Sifang. Next, please. CRRC Sifang adhered to quality first principle and integrated the quality management with enterprise operation to continually improve the efficiency of enterprise management. And this point is very important. The QMS is an important part of the BMS, but it must support the sustainable development of BMS. So we introduced the areas in 13 and 10. So we awarded the golden QPL in 2022. And maintained it in the last 2 years. The result of the gold QPL show in this picture, and our results were green color. Okay, thank you. And next, please. Based on our experience, there are 3 aspects is very important to go to QPL. The first is leadership, and the top management recognized enhancing the QMS material as a main measures and approach to improve the management level and competitiveness of enterprise. And the second is employee engagement. As we all know, the requirements of the gold QPL have been incorporated into the internal process and inspections and implemented at all the employees at all levels. So, fostering the self-reinforcing circle of QMS. The third is a performance team. We established a team which included all functional department members. The team fully understands the requirements and integrates them with enterprise management and operation, and carried out detailed planning of QMS every year to improve its maturity. Next, please. The third is the value of good QPL. Next, please. For CRRC Sifang, the value is improving the efficiency and normalization of internal management. There include 2 parts. The first is standardized management. As we all know, comprehensively streamline and optimize the management process, established concise and efficient workflow under the PIS. So improve the management efficiency. Established and maintain the procedure and specifications which cover from tendering to after-sales service, so as to achieve self-development and so on. The second is improve product quality and safety. Yes, is the basic function of the golden QPL. We list some PIs in our company as in the picture. Especially for the PI failure rate per million kilometers, the data come from the railway, China Railway, which is the biggest customer of CRRC Sifang. Okay, next, please. The value for supply chain is enhancing their performance. There's mainly reflected in the three aspects. The first is improve supplies quality, product quality. The second is improve the supply chain cooperation efficiency of us. The third, improve the supply chain competitiveness. Yes, we believe that helping suppliers is helping ourselves. Every year we will select some suppliers to help them to improve their TMS maturity. We translate our experience into contract requirements and monitoring them during the expiration of contracts. The result will affect their subsequent audit. We point that the good quality means good order, bad quality means no order. Next, please. In terms of enhancing customer trust, it includes three aspects. The first is enhancing brand credibility and reputation. Yes, it's very similar with the last speaker. And the second is proving the efficiency of customer accept. So the centralized and digitalized process improving the customer's acceptance. The third is improving customer certification. Yes, we all know good product, good service, and very good the problem hunting merchandise. That's all improve the customer certification. Next, please. Okay, that's all my introduction. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee, for your representation of your sites within CRRC. It was an absolutely detailed presentation as well. So thank you for going into the very detailed specificities. I again remind all of you to go onto the website menti.com, just above there on the top right, and use code 71216861 to ask any questions you may have. I have already, throughout the meeting so far, have classified all of them and given them to the speakers. If you have more, don't hesitate to scan the QR code as well and ask any questions you have. We have about 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes to go through some questions. So, as said, as promised, I've already classified the questions per person. So I will start with Anne-Emmanuelle, please. The floor is yours. Let me first ask the questions. Your first question would be, let me just find it. IRIS certification performance assessment includes a requirement. Small organizations belonging to a corporation cannot apply the simplified approach. And this does not appear in the document. Does this still apply?
Yes, thank you, Anish, for the question. Indeed, this prerequisite is still applicable. It's not inside the white paper, so it's good. I can notice that people already started to read the white paper. Indeed, in the white paper, we did not mention it. It's missing there, but in the white paper, we mention the performance assessments. So regarding the rules of IRIS, all time take into account the performance assessment. The white paper is an additional document more focused about the benefits of this type of certification, even if it's really important also to understand the prerequisite. But yes, still applicable.
Thank you very much, Anne-Emmanuelle. Very clear. And whilst you're still here on the line, live to hundreds of people, I will give you the next questions already.
Okay.
In the PowerPoint of Anne-Emmanuelle, it says excludes external purchased components in scope. How about distributor?
Yes, Anish, I got a tricky question apparently. Yes, I will reply to this one. So indeed, we need also to how I can put it, to have common sense. Distributor is a dedicated business where the focus is to distribute product that we buy from many manufacturers. So indeed, for distributors, it's not applicable, but we need really to see the sentence in the context inside the guideline. We highlight this matter because some companies has many product scope, and sometimes some companies also, they don't really manufacture, they do more like ensemble or industrialization or even if design. So it was really to highlight the fact that for the company to choose the best product scope who fit with this activity or business, they really need to focus on where they add an added value. So the added value, for example, for distributor will be the fact that they manage all this product and they are doing the distribution for real companies. So maybe we could eventually add an additional note to clarify this topic. But please also try to do effort about the understanding and when we are trying to clarify some topic and understand that is not the case for distributors. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Anne-Emmanuelle. I've just looked through the
Yes.
questions. There's one last quick one for you, and then I go to the next speaker.
Okay. Thank you. Anish.
Let me just find it again.
Yeah.
Yes. Why and what will be the additional cost if the company breaks the current certification cycle? Reference Anne-Emmanuelle's presentation on white paper. Second slide.
Yes, so it depends to who I'm talking, if I'm talking for the CBs or for the companies. But what you need to understand that to break the rules, so you need first a waiver, and the waiver is not free of charge. Then when we break rules, as our system is automatic with the Iris technology, we need to do some admin and technical modification and changes, and also this action has a cost. And finally, if you restart the audit with a certification audit, you have more audit days for certification audit. So the company will pay also from scratch the audit days for certification. So globally, it will take more effort and cost for all the parties to proceed this way. So it's not the best, but could be in some cases.
Thank you very much, Anne-Emmanuelle. I can already give the next question to Jesica, if I may. The respective question is the following. For the gold, do we have to notify in advance that we want to qualify for the gold level? Does it require any special prior preparation?
Okay, thank you for these questions. So the process actually starts with the audit before the gold audit, the previous year. In the previous audit, if the organization meets the requirements to be eligible for gold, the 4 customers are chosen, 2 by the lead auditor and the other 2 by the company for customer feedback. Okay, so this information needs to be documented in the report, and 60 days before the audit, the certification body, not the company, certification body shall inform us, INC, and send us the documentation applicable. And so, as I said, the process starts 1 year before, and especially for the companies that they need to prepare very, very good this kind of audit.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Jesica. I think that's crystal clear. Just before I give the floor to Rachid for his respective questions, I would just like to, as seen in my respective scope. I've seen some questions, two questions in regards to the company master data and the visibility for the certification body. And of course, we will take this feedback into account and into consideration for the further continued improvement. So just want to let you know that those two questions haven't been forgotten. Now I will like to give the floor to Rachid. And to be honest, Rachid, we've had quite a few questions linked to the certificate and some very detailed specificity. So I'll allow you then to summarize holistically. Thank you.
Actually, yes, indeed, we have received some good question about that. So we hear you about the certificate. So we have received already a couple of potential improvement that we can do on the certificate. So we will take it back, because for us it's also important to improve and listen to the IRIS community and users and see what we can potentially update on the certificate, especially just thinking about the dates, for instance. So it's a very good point. So we'll take it back on our side. We'll do our homeworks and think about that, and of course we'll keep all the IRIS stakeholders informed about that. So thank you again for those very interesting questions.
Thank you very much, Rachid. Just before I give you the closing words to conclude, we're almost matching the on-time delivery of this webinar. It's straight at the next hour. I would just like to inform you on the left-hand side, please follow us on LinkedIn. Don't hesitate to like, comment, share, and repost. Of course, if you want to do a special social media post or a document with us, don't hesitate to contact me, and we can sort out a post. On the right hand side, more importantly, you can already now register for the next webinar, and I'm already very delighted to explain the next webinar will take place on the 18th of July, before the summer break, and we will go into the detailed specificities of the Revision 4 system survey findings. So we will listen to all your feedback and we will consolidate it and present you what the industry is saying on that topic. So again, we will send everyone the respective email to sign up for this. But of course, just to let you know, you can already sign up now for the next webinar. Then I would like to thank everyone for joining, both internal and external speakers. Thank you very much. And then Rachid, the floor is yours for the last words.
Thank you, Anish. Thank you very much to all of you who has listened again to the IMC and the companies invited today. Just an important topic before closing this webinar. You might have received also, as we said earlier, a survey regarding IRIS. So if you have already performed an IRIS revision 4 and the audit is closed, your QM representative and point of contact from IRIS must have received this IRIS survey. So for us, it's absolutely crucial to get your feedback. It's important for us to improve the scheme, the organization, the communication together. So please make sure that you are answering to this survey. So once again, we hope that the information we have given today will be useful. And again, thank you to the IMC and CRRC organization and NEWAG to participate today. Thanks a lot. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.